and if you're not quite living up to people's expectations, it's going to get covered. And I think it's interesting because I put the video up of what Phil said, and it actually had a lot. People are interested in that competition.
Mm-hmm.
And Cohen Intringer is eating into Wamka's playing time, and Phil handled it very well. I mean, he had a couple questions I could tell he wasn't crazy. He was asked about why Castro's having a sort of a statistically a poor year, and he explained it that in a way, don't use statistics to judge somebody's performance. That's not always the case. That's kind of out to make a long story short. That's what he said. I mean, I'm also wondering and thinking that defenses are maybe trying to stay away from Castro a little bit after what he did last year. But he doesn't have the tackles for loss that he did last year. But Phil said, hey, he's still doing everything we asked him to do. And he addressed the big plays, and he didn't seem too alarmed by that. I think he thinks they're going to get that. And let's face it, the defense in the second half against Minnesota was incredible.
It was great.
So, yeah, I think the defense will be fine. Reese Dakin, obviously, I mean, he averaged almost 47. He looks like he's getting there. He's getting there. He's going to be a strength by the end of this season. He's never really been a weakness. He's had a couple bad punts, but
except
for the most part, he's fine.
Bullet that he kicked against
Troy. He's had two, and he had a punt last week that wasn't very good either. Well, then the punt that they returned for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Did you see what that guy did last week?
Yes.
He had almost 300 total yards and scored 3 more touchdowns. He's a freak. I mean, that doesn't excuse what Iowa did because Kirk loves talking. He goes, I never remember a game where a guy scored 3 touchdowns. He goes, I don't think he got touched on any of them.
Well, and the other thing he has is everybody missed on this guy.
Yes. Yeah, I keep saying if he keeps this up, he's either in the NFL next year or the transfer portal.
A heck of a payday.
Hello.
Hey, Cap. Hey, guys. Good songs.
Good.
Hopefully our defense can shut their offense down. And we need some Hayden Fry special plays. They got 2 weeks to dream them up.
Well, I think they've already been dreamed up. It's a question of whether they call them or not.
I want to know, what's your definition of a Hayden Fry special play?
That wide open.
What's that?
Stuff.
Where the players get wide open?
Or where they give Cedric Shaw the ball 42 times at Michigan State.
Yeah. So you want to see some exotics?
We're probably going to need them if the defense holds.
Well,
you think Ohio State's preparing for exotics? Well, no, they're actually preparing for Michigan State right now.
I would hope so.
Well, hey, whatever it takes to win.
Yeah, and that last game Iowa won, was that Mark Cook catching that touchdown?
No, that was 87.
Okay. All right.
Have a good day.
Yeah. Keep the faith.
Yep. You keeping the faith, Captain?
I just pulled like Us and Them. I was going to play it, but then
I love that
we
song.
went back on.
I went back on. So you were close to playing Us and Them, just for me,
just for you,
to show some respect and admiration.
No, I can't.
No, you can't. So now what are we going to hear? Call later.
Respected. You want both. You can't just settle for one.
I want respect and admiration. But
who's what's the name of that song you guys are talking about?
Us and
Them. Oh, Tom would love it. You've never heard of Us and Them by Pink Floyd off the Dark Side of the Moon? Yeah. Great song.
It is a great song.
Very mellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the kind you're going to want to play tailgating.
Probably not.
Would not work tailgating.
Probably not.
I'm trying to think anything else that was interesting. I mean, and as far as the Wamka entry, he just talked competition. It's part of it. They're both going to play. My guess is, assuming they're both here next year, they'll be the 2 starting safeties next year when Castro and Schulte are gone. And but Intringer has clearly eaten into some of Wamka's playing time. But remember, this kind of started last year when they would only use when they would get away from the cash and go to a 4-3. It was Wamka leaving the field, not Castro. That was the first kind of interesting development. And then Intringer was injured, and then all of a sudden he's healthy this preseason, and he's made some serious progress. And they're starting to use him more, it seems like, in passing situations, and Xavier will come out. Now, Xavier's still playing a lot, but he's not playing as much as he used to.
No, he isn't.
He's not. And he spends a lot of the game coming in and out with Kyler Fisher. They do a lot of rotating and what have you. So that was a question. Oh, and then Tim Lester talked about Caleb. the development, how he's attention to detail, hard worker, and how he had to kind of learn to run the mid zones, but he's figuring everything out now, and it's obvious. The proof's in the pudding. I mean, the running stats, the lanes, how many yards they're averaging per carry. They're averaging 250 a game. I mean, we've never seen a running attack like this under Kirk Ferentz. This is the Sean Green year, they averaged less than 200. I mean, now,
this has been incredible.
I mean, Caleb right now is on pace for over 2,000. Do I think he'll keep this pace going? No, I don't. I mean, if he does, great, man. We'll have a hell of a story. But at some point, though, they're going to have to beat somebody throwing the ball.
They are, and I don't know that they can at this point.
Your nephew in the chat room, when you say exotic, do you mean throwing the ball 10-plus yards?
My nephew taking shots.
Oh.
What do you think of that?
Harsh.
Does he get a rim shot for that?
Yeah, okay.
He got a rim shot for that, Captain. Well, I mean, Lester was like I said, very optimistic, very guarded. He wanted to go up there and project an image of, yeah, hey, it's still a work in progress. Now, he did bring up a good point. He was hired in January. Cade really wasn't healthy until the summer. Gill and Sullivan didn't get here till the summer. Lachey barely had any spring practice. Reese Vanderzee, like he said, was in prom and during the spring. This stuff's been going on for about 8 weeks, and I will give them that a little bit. But like you said so often, still nobody makes vertical passing look harder than the Iowa football team.
They don't.
They just don't. I mean, and it's 4 different coordinators, and the one constant is Kirk. And I just think there's a mindset almost that, yeah, we got to have vertical passing, but if we can get away with not doing it, let's do it because it's so dangerous. That seems to be the mindset, doesn't it, in a way?
Well, and the passes they do throw are either horizontal or very short.
That's what I mean, because they seem paranoid about trying to throw downfield because they're worried something bad will happen.
Yeah.
And when I say they, that's Kirk. And that's just his mindset. And he could argue, hey, it's done pretty well for me. Look and he's right. He's tied with Woody Hayes. Or, he's tied with Amos Alonzo Stagg now for wins. And
if you throw the ball downfield, one good thing can happen and 2 bad things can happen.
Yes. And yet most teams throw the ball downfield because the game has evolved to the point where you have to take those chances. And so we'll see. Like I said, I'm not sure. I don't think this is a great physical front 7 Ohio State defense. Don't get me wrong; those guys are all 4-star, but I don't think it's a great. I just don't think it's a great defense by their standards. If Iowa can run the ball and Caleb can get 5 and 6 and they're 3rd and 2, they may not have to go much vertical. If they can get 3rd and 2s and 3rd and 3s and roll Cade out and hit Lachey and those tight ends on those little dink routes and get 5 yards on 3rd and 3, that's what Kirk wants to do. What else does that do? That keeps Ohio State's offense off the field.
Does.
That's the other thing I think Kirk likes about not going vertical. Vertical, there's always that terrible possibility you're going to score a touchdown, quickly, and then the other team's offense comes on the field. Now, to me, part of Iowa's strategy should try to keep Ohio State's offense off the field as much as possible in that game. So that will be ball control and underneath. So we'll see. There's times, though, we see that strategy, and then eventually you're 3 quarters into the game. It's obviously not working. They're down 26-0, but then still nothing. They still never really try.
Yeah.
I mean, so we'll see. I mean, that game at Penn State last year, that was just, they had no answer for anything on offense, and it started with them not being able to do what? Run the ball.
And against reasonably elite teams last year, we were outscored 92-0.
Couldn't run the ball against any of them.
Nothing.
Could not run the ball, and that's where it starts. If they can't run the ball, then the whole thing falls apart. I'm not completely convinced they're going to be stopped running against Ohio State. I think the number that keeps popping in my head, will they get at least 150 against? If they get 150 against Ohio State, now it depends on how they get it. If it's an 80-yard run by Caleb, then the other 19 runs he gains like 20, that's a problem. It can be, but if they can get 150 at least in a sustained way, staying ahead of the change, whatever, that would give them a chance possibly. Because do you think Ohio State's offense is going to come and just run up and down the field against Iowa?
I don't think so.
But you're worried because Iowa's been susceptible to the big plays.
Well, yes, and the last time we played Ohio State, they thrashed us. And granted, they're different years, different teams. I get all that.
How good was it? That was not a great Ohio State team either, was
No, it wasn't. And it was still 50-something to...
Was it? Yeah, it was not good.
It was not good.
No, it was not good. And I do think that they're better. I mean, that was Spencer, and that was a bad... I mean, Spencer's... That pick six right before halftime was just ridiculous.
I mean, we were kind of, sort of in the game before that pick six, were we not?
Sort of, but it was getting ugly. And then that pick six, then it just became just a complete annihilation. The second half was just kind of meaningless. So I think they can avoid that. Like I said, let's see what Ohio State does against Michigan State. This will be interesting to see. I mean, if they come out there and they just steamroll Michigan State, that's. But I don't think that's going to happen either. But what do I know?
Well, I'm not sure their quarterback is quite up to snuff comparatively.
I've seen him play. When I saw him play at Kansas State, Will Howard's his name. And he's athletic, he's big, but he also is at Ohio State. It's not just NIL. He lost his starting position to I think his name's Avery Johnson, the guy they have as their quarterback now, a guy with long hair, but he's really quick, very elusive, just a bigger running threat. So we'll see. I mean, I don't think Ohio State's been able to land the quarterback they've wanted the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. They weren't obviously happy with Kyle McCord, and I'm not sure when he left if it's Will Howard, right? That's the guy.
I think you're right.
I haven't looked at Ohio State stats yet since the game, but I just don't. He's not that dynamic Justin Fields type.
No.
So we'll see. Like I said, I don't think Iowa's going to win, but I give them a fighter's chance. Like I told you, you were at 5%, right? I'm at 15-20. Are you still at 5? 5 or 10?
Yeah.
So we'll see. They just got to avoid going out there and getting crushed because that'll just be terrible for morale.
Yep.
And if they get crushed, that means Cade. There's no way Cade can play well and they get crushed. I don't see that.
No.
And if Cade doesn't play well in this game, fans are just going to get more pissed, won't they?
Of course.
So, like, your tailgates, is there anti-Cade, or you guys all love it, tailgates?
No, it's not all anti-Cade. It's more of, well, why not
give Brendan
a chance at some point in the game to see if he can move the team.
And I mean,
and that's a legitimate sentiment, I think.
No, I think it's legitimate. It's out there, but I don't think, like I've said before, though, I just don't think the gap is as narrow as some either believe or want it to be. And like I said, I did not get the impression at all yesterday that Cade's in any danger of being passed. I mean, this is his position. They seem happy with him, and we'll see. But at some point, Cade's going to have to tuck that ball on a 3rd and 9 and put his head down and try to get a first down. He hasn't really had to do that this year yet. And against Iowa State, he didn't do it. And to me, like I said, I'm more concerned about that than his throwing. I mean, he can be accurate at times. I mean, he does miss some throws, but there were that drop by Terrell Washington. That was costly.
Great.
That would have been some yards. There was room to.
Pass.
It was a good pass, and there was room to run on that. So we'll see.
So why don't we take a quick break, and we'll be back with more Hawkeye stuff.
Yeah, we'll have a guest at 20, and then you're going to play us and them when we get back?
Yeah.
How long is that? It's a long song.
It's 8 minutes, 12 minutes.
You imagine playing that tailgating?
Yeah. People just pounding them and then falling
asleep.
1-800-800-ROSE.
1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country.
1-800-800-ROSE.
It's so easy. Just remember one number. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist.
1-800-800-ROSE.
Remember,
for a gift that your loved one will treasure for a lifetime, find it at our family-owned jewelry store in Iowa City, Hertine and Stocker Jewelers.
We can show you diamond engagement rings, colored stones, fashion jewelry, and watches.
Our jewelers are on site, so we can design jewelry for that special person in your life.
We are Hertine and Stocker, serving Iowa City and the surrounding area for 3 generations.
Hertine and Stocker Jewelers, downtown Iowa City, and HertineandStockerJewelers.com. Ask for Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of us is always there.
Don't wait for an emergency to get a backup for your car keys. Unlike the olden days, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's eKeys for Cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys that are on the market today. For spares and lost keys, Mike's eKeys for Cars can produce most conventional transponder, high security, and remote head keys. Mike's eKeys for Cars will keep you on the road. Call 319-330-9185 and schedule an appointment today. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 319-330-9185 today.
Hanging lights is a pain. Dealing with blown bulbs, dangerous installations, and the endless rat's nest of cords, there's got to be a better way, and now there is. Illuma Lights permanent outdoor lighting from Big Dog Tech. Illuma Lights provides illumination for every occasion. Holiday lighting, accent lights, security, and of course, lighting for the best season, football season. The Illuma Lights app lets you create your own patterns with color, motion, brightness, and static control over every individual light, or use Big Dog's presets to transform your home or business. The professionally installed track system makes Illuma Lights LEDs virtually disappear until you turn them on. Rated at 50,000 hours, you'll enjoy stress-free convenience for years to come. No more ladders, no more hooks, no more wifey's dirty looks. That's the song you'll be singing all year long with Illuma Lights permanent outdoor lighting from Big Dog Tech. Find out more at BigDogTek.net or call 319-395-0800.
Are you tired of living in a home that doesn't quite meet your needs? Then it's time to call the experts at Streets Maintenance. Their team of skilled professionals specializes in renovations and remodeling, transforming your home into the space you've always dreamed of. From kitchen bath remodels to complete home renovations, no job is too big or too small. Streets Maintenance will work with you every step of the way to ensure your vision becomes a reality. So don't wait any longer. Call Streets Maintenance to schedule your consultation at 400-4483. Let's start building your dream home today.
On an athletic team, you need team players, good athletes, superior equipment, and the best coaches available. In real estate, you need to have a good title and settlement team at your disposal. Hi, this is Steve Anderson. Whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing, you need quality title and settlement services. Consider the team at Hawkeye Title. Give us a call at 351-8600. Hawkeye Title and Settlement, the team you love, the people you trust.
Looking for the perfect place to host your next private party? Tavern Blue on the Coralville Strip offers your guests the ideal setting that seats up to 80 people for special events ranging from retirement parties, birthdays, University of Iowa departmental parties, dinner rehearsals, corporate events, graduations, baby showers, reunions, and fundraisers. Forget the bland, lifeless hotel ballrooms. Tavern Blue offers 4 private party packages featuring delicious foods, amazing drinks, fun entertainment, a large venue, and easy booking. For more information on your next party room, drop by Tavern Blue on the Coralville Strip or contact them on their website, tavernblue.com. Eat, drink, and play at Tavern Blue.
Don't let just anyone take care of your smile. At Diamond Dental, you can expect compassion, expertise, and a personalized care plan to protect your teeth for life. With more than 30 years of combined experience, Dr. Forbes and his staff are prepared to tackle even your toughest dental problems, leaving your smile healthy and sparkling. Diamond Dental offers a full range of general and cosmetic dentistry, as well as dental treatment options for snoring and sleep apnea. It's never too early to start thinking about what's best for your smile. Schedule an appointment today by calling 319-390-3703 or visiting the office at 5815 Consul Street Northeast, Suite D1 in Cedar Rapids. You can also visit DiamondDentalPC.com for more information. Dr. Forbes is a proud sponsor of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and the Inner Circle. Let the Diamond Dental team provide superior care for your entire family.
This is Leah Pasha, and I've been saying, hit a deer, call Premier, for years. But it's time for something new. It's still where you need to go for deer divots and door dings, as well as damaged dashboards. That's what my dad Nathan's driving at and dreams about. Why not say, when your car is dinged, be a deer and call Premier? I think Dad's going to love that. Premier Automotive, North Liberty's premier auto body repair shop.
Be a deer and call Premier Auto Body in North Liberty.
Diamond Dream Sports Academy, 20,000 square foot indoor facility, holds 8 batting cages, space for infield work, space for throwing and pitching and all your arm care needs. Offers private instruction, group lessons, camps and clinics, leagues, memberships. Rentals available at Diamond Dreams is open to the public.
Our top-level instructors include former professional, college, and Olympic athletes. Our coaches will help these athletes achieve their full athletic potential, develop a strong work ethic, and a solid base to build. The last thing you want to do is look back and wish you had worked or played harder.
Locally owned and established in 2005, Diamond Dreams is Eastern Iowa's premier training facility. Located at 2905 Stoner Court, North Liberty. Call today and reserve your time. 319-665-2173. 319-665-2173.
When you go to a family restaurant, you want 3 things. 1, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. 2, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And 3, you want to be treated like family. You get all 3 at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches. And special ribeye and shrimp nights. Daily specials at each location. And no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurants at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at midtownfamily.com. The family's waiting for you. GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit supples.net or call them today at 319-337-2246.
Don't tell them that we love that guy. And these people say that.
I think of my cell phone. There's not a big distinction there from family to customers, which I consider to be friends.
I love working with the people.
That kind of relationship that goes deep.
And when you hear those things, you think, okay, we're doing the right thing. We're doing it the right way.
We basically let you kind of walk us through the process, which is completely opposite of what a normal car dealership would do.
Deary Ford in Iowa City. See why people choose them over and over again. DearyFord.com.
Football fans, this is Bill Leixenring of the Oxyoke Inn. We are on your way to or from the game. We're ready to serve you with the same quality food and customer service you've come to trust for over 80 years. The Oxyoke Inn is serving our famous Sunday brunch buffet with lunch, dinner, banquets, and carry-out daily. From our Oxyoke family to yours, we can't wait to see you again soon in the heart of Amana.
The Oxyoke Inn.
From the Hertin and Stalker Studios in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Hertin and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
It is going to feel a lot more like summer than fall here for the next several days. Today will be mostly sunny with just a light northerly breeze. Our high 77 this afternoon. The wind north at only 5 to 10. Tonight, clear 51. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 80. On Friday, partly cloudy 79. A few off and on showers into the weekend with highs in the upper 70s to near 80 on Saturday and Sunday. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Current temp 62.
KCJJ weather. Brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply, kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
And we are back.
Are we?
Something's wrong with you.
With Pat?
With me?
Something's wrong. Yeah.
What's wrong with me? You're saying that at this station? There's something wrong with me?
Do you hate this guy? Do you hate that guy? Yeah.
You say hate's a strong word in your...
It is.
Hate is a strong word. Dislike.
I dislike some people.
Yes, but
you don't get this person. Maybe that
I don't
would be
understand this person.
Yeah.
That's
But
better
I
than
mean,
saying.
I'm not walking. You've known me for 31 years.
Hate
so
is
I
not your
walk around
co-pilot.
with hate.
I would say hate is not...
is hate your co-pilot?
When somebody crosses the line with you, though, it's hard to come back across the line.
I know, but it's not hate.
So you hold grudges.
I don't want him dead or anything.
I think holding grudges is to the truth than hate.
Well, I think that's important that I do that. That's a good exercise that fights Alzheimer's.
What, holding grudges?
Yes, because you remember every grudge. and
True.
it keeps your brain.
But you don't think hate helps with Alzheimer's?
No.
Why not? Because you would remember everyone you hate.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not a.
You're not a hater. You're a lover. I was told that before I worked here.
Well, you better talk to Jan now.
Would you describe him as a lover?
You don't have any idea.
Well, even though we picnic together.
Well, no, you can eat pizza. I didn't know that.
No, I don't walk around with hate.
Okay,
that's good.
It's good to know. I think that's the best way to go through life. Life's too short to hate.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But grudges, oh man, bring them on, right?
Well, I got them.
You got them.
And if I started regaling you with them now, we'd be here till noon, easy.
Oh, easy.
If you listed all your grudges?
Yeah, all my grudges.
All your grudges? And what music would we play in the background? Us and them?
No, I'd have him, Waters just yelling in the background.
What were you going to say, Tom?
I have no idea.
Somebody seriously posted him yelling at one of the concerts.
I've seen those.
Yeah, and he's threatening to sue him.
Threatening to sue
the person who posted him yelling at the concert.
Well, he's
obviously mentally ill. I mean,
is that a violation of some sort?
I don't have any idea.
I mean, you're at a concert.
Yeah.
I see video of people performing at concerts all the time. It's all over Twitter.
Yeah. Well, he didn't like him posting.
Well, probably not.
Well, that fan probably didn't like in the middle of the concert. All of a sudden, he turns it into a rant.
Yeah.
When he's probably holding the ticket stub for his $300 ticket.
Yeah.
Isn't that what he is?
If you pay $300 to see him, you deserve
$375. Is the bottom. And I just saw that. I really did. I just saw that on Billboard.
If Roger Waters came here and performed at Kinnick for $375, how many people would be there?
Oh, not as many as you think.
Maybe 30.
Oh, you think 30,000 would be there?
No.
Yes.
I'm with Captain.
No, really.
And how much per ticket?
$375.
Well,
and the reason I say that is because of the Pink Floyd aura.
Yeah.
You're not a Pink Floyd fan at all.
That's true.
But I think the Pink Floyd, I think you're right. I think maybe even more than 30. And like I said, I'm as tired of them as anybody else is.
He'd pick up that beer and go, I just paid $14 for this goddamn.
Then he'd start ripping the lack of a vertical passing pack.
Yeah. Why can't that guy run?
And throw his beer 70 yards down the field.
Wouldn't it be funny, though, if he goes to wave to the kids and they shut the drapes on him?
Yeah. That'd be great.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would.
That would be an interesting turn.
I think it'd be great. I still say that is the best tradition in college football.
Oh yes, it is.
It is,
and it's
just like Floyd's the best statue,
he is
statue game. Iowa can make both those claims. Nothing can top the authenticity and just the spontaneous flow with the wave. I mean, it is what it is, and you've got those kids in there that are fighting, and to be able to have a moment where they don't have to think about it and their family, it's just such a cool thing. It never gets old.
No, it doesn't. And, we had our daughter Amy was in the NICU for months and months. So
I'm guessing, can we assume, do you think Mara has participated in the wave, been at a football game? She probably
I don't know. Well, we can ask her.
You can ask her.
I mean, but it's a tremendous tradition, and it always gets me.
It does. Like I said, I always look forward to it.
That hospital, though, really does miracles.
Yes,
they do.
Yeah.
They do.
Yes, they do.
Do we have Mara on?
Yes, we have Mara Peters on.
All right. Joining us now is sophomore Mara Peters from Pleasant Valley on the Hawkeye women's golf team. And Mara, the first question I'd like to ask you is, when did you start playing golf, and at what point did you think, hey, I can be pretty good at this?
Age. It was very popular in my family. My grandfather played it. My father played it. I was probably around the age of 4 or 5 when I first got a plastic club and would go to the range with my dad, start swinging it around, that kind of fun stuff. And then I started playing competitively probably around the age of like 9, 10. I started playing in like junior events, and I kind of kept up with that through high school. But I also played volleyball, I played basketball, I played softball for a while, did a little bit of tennis. I was a pretty athletic kid, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do like after high school. It was kind of a weird thing to think about when I first got into high school. I was like, what do I want to do for the rest of my life? And golf is it's such a fun game, and it's something that I know I'm going to be able to play forever. So why not play it competitively as long as I can? So that's kind of what made me realize that I wanted to play in college.
So what's the best part of your game?
That's a great question. I would say for me, most of the time, it's probably off the tee. I love my driver. I love hitting driver. I love hitting off the tee. It's always fun to hit a really long ball out there on the golf course. So I would say that's probably my strength.
So, Mara, did it? This is Pat Harty, and we appreciate you coming on. Did it come easy for you? Because I know so many people that I tried to play golf as a kid, but I was so bad and I just couldn't stick. Did it come easy? Did you have early success that made you stick with it?
I would say no. No, it did not. It did not come easy at all. I mean, I definitely had some talent when I was younger, but golf is just such a mental game. It was so hard for me to enjoy it as a kid. I didn't really find it very fun because, you have those great rounds that are just so much fun. They keep you coming back. And then you have the really poor ones that make you question, like, why you're even playing it at all. So it was really hard for me to keep up with it and really, like, find a love for it. And eventually I did. And I'm glad I did. But, no, it was not easy. It took a really long time for me to gain any sort of like passion or love for the game of golf.
So for you, when let's say you go out and shoot an 85, okay, when you probably wanted to shoot about a 75 or so. I mean, how mad at yourself do you get? I mean, do you replay the round again in your head and remember the shots that went awry?
Yeah, I mean, playing poorly, it's so hard to think about it, to dwell on the past, and it's kind of something as a team that we've all been working to get better at, is kind of just that mental side of things and being able to put it behind you. It's really frustrating. You look back at everything you could have done differently in your round and, where you could have improved, but in the end, it's in the past and you can't really do anything about it. So our kind of focus right now is just what you can do differently to make the next time even better. So, obviously, with golf, you're going to have those poor rounds all the time, and I feel like what makes you better is by being able to put it past you and kind of pinpoint, where you can make improvements so that you don't have those feelings again.
So what do golfers at this level do to stay in physical shape? Is weightlifting a big part of it? Do you jog? What do you do just to year-round to just stay in the best golfing shape?
Yeah, so at the university, we lift 3 times a week. It's pretty good. We have a great trainer. I love him. He's great at what he does. And with that, we do all sorts of resistance training. We do weight training. We even do conditioning. We'll run. We'll do bikes. We'll do all sorts of stuff because with college golf tournaments, we play like 36 holes, so it's like almost 12 hours of golf straight. So it's really important that we do all sorts of conditioning so that we can be physically ready for those really long days. But we do stuff all throughout the week, and I would say my teams we're pretty good physically. Yeah.
Wow, with 36 holes in a day, I would think that would be really hard, not just physically, but because it's such a mental game, and you make even a tiny little mistake in your swing and things go wrong. So I would think it would be so hard to keep your focus.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's really hard to stay focused for that long, just because, like you said, you're already playing one 18-hole round in the morning. So it's really, if you didn't have a great round, it's really hard to, want to keep up with that and continue for the rest of the day. It's really frustrating, but that's what makes this game so challenging. And especially at the college level, when we have days like that, we really have to be in our prime in terms of our mentality on the course.
Now, one question that we'd like to ask all of the athletes that we talk to is and we've gotten such a wide variety of answers that I love to ask it. So as far as nutrition goes, I mean, can you sit down and knock back a pepperoni pizza, or do you have to really, have lots of veggies? How do you like to eat? I mean, how big of a role does it play for your sport?
I would say for a sport, it's still pretty important, especially on the golf course. We kind of each person on our team, we kind of have rules for like how much we fuel during a round of golf. Some people it's more than others. For me, I mean, I feel like I eat a lot. So whether that's on the golf course or off the golf course, I eat a lot. I love food. It's like my favorite part of the day, you know, getting home and making dinner after class. It's like something I look forward to. So I would say for me, I'm not too strict on it. I'm a pretty picky eater, so I just kind of eat whatever sounds good. I don't do anything crazy, but it's still really important to manage like how many carbs you're consuming and stuff because that's such a big fuel for me.
So I just read where you just had your personal high score here recently as a Hawkeye. You're a sophomore. Do you feel are you in the place where you need to be right now, mentally, physically? Do you think your game is starting to kind of round into shape where you want it to be?
I mean, yeah, it was weird. So last year, I competed in one event, and I didn't play my best. And then this year, we've had 2 events, and I've competed in both of them, which is really exciting. And in that time, I've had some pretty decent play. I don't necessarily feel like I'm anywhere close to where I could be, and that's kind of frustrating because you kind of get glimpses when you're playing around, and you see like through just like a 5 or 6 hole stretch, like, hey, I could be really good. Like, I feel really, really confident in my game. And I was kind of at that point for a while here at our tournament that we just came back from in Virginia. So I don't know. It kind of makes me look forward. I really do. I'm looking forward to the rest of the year. And I know I have a lot of improvement that can be made, but I really did kind of see what I'm capable of doing, and it's exciting because you just want to get back out there and play in another tournament and give yourself another chance to succeed. Yeah, I would just say I'm excited for my next 2 years. It's exciting to just be a sophomore. You're just kind of getting into it, and you still have so much left.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, golf is such an individual sport, but it's also you're in a team situation. So how does that work? I mean, do you feed off each other? If somebody's having a particularly good round, does that help elevate you as well?
Yeah, so we were kind of talking about this last night as a team, just because you have teams at any level really in college. You have teams that get along great, and you have teams that don't get along great. Unfortunately, I have one that gets along great, and we do a really good job on the golf course. Whenever we see each other, so whenever we play in the tournament, we're always around each other. So, like, I'll have a teammate in front of me and a teammate behind me. And, like, whenever we finish a hole, we make a conscious effort to, like, either wave or say hi, or if you see a teammate hit a shot, congratulating them and kind of thing. But, like, when we're playing, we don't really know how our other teammates are doing because we don't see any type of scoring. So it's really just you out there trying to shoot the lowest score that you can, but you're getting constant encouragement from your teammates. And then following the round at the end of the day, we all kind of lift each other up and encourage each other to perform even better the following day.
You said about how the team gets along. I mean, we've interviewed multiple athletes from different teams. That seems to be a common theme, especially with these women's teams here at Iowa. Just they all seem close-knit. They all seem very connected. Do you pay attention to the other teams? Because we actually asked a couple of the athletes, do you compete team GPAs against others? Just kind of. I mean, what is the relationship with like the other teams here at Iowa?
Yeah, so all the teams are so busy just in terms of their own schedule because everybody's playing at a different time of the year. So really, our only opportunities that we have to be together are kind of those university-hosted events, and it's been great. I've met a lot of new people along the way, and just like you said, that's a common theme at the University of Iowa. Every team seems to get along great and is very close-knit, and I think that's just part of the culture of being a Hawkeye. I mean, it's part of the reason that I'm here. I just loved it as soon as I was here and how close all the teams were, and the coaches as well with all the girls on the team. It just makes it so it makes it so much more fun, and I'm thankful to have that culture.
I know you're only a sophomore, but do you have kind of a thought of what you want to do after college, how far you want to go with golf, and what you're majoring in? What are your hopes to do?
Yeah, I'm majoring in biomedical engineering. I don't think right now that I'm interested in playing golf after college, but that's not to say things would change. Obviously, anything can happen with golf, and if I get to where I want to be, that would be maybe something I would consider. But for right now, I'm pretty focused on school and my education, and yeah, I'm hoping to pursue some sort of career in engineering after I complete.
So with that major, I mean, how much time do you, between golf and academics, how much free time do you have during the course of a week? I can't imagine there's much.
Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot between golf and weightlifting, and we have like all sorts of educational events like that we have to go throughout the week. I don't necessarily have a whole lot of free time. I kind of love it though. I've just kind of gotten into the grind and made a schedule for myself, and it seems to work pretty well. Yeah, my freshman year, it was definitely a little bit of a culture shock because it was a completely different lifestyle.
Sure.
Busy pretty much every hour of the week. But I love it. I really do.
So coming up, you got the Diane Thomason Invitational on the coming up September 30th, October 1st.
Monday and Tuesday.
Monday and Tuesday. So how exciting is that for you guys? And, I mean, is it you just want to win it big time? Is that kind of the goal?
Well, and being at home, obviously, I
Yeah.
guess that creates a little buzz, doesn't it?
Of course. That's totally our goal. So we're hosting for the first time in, I think, 6 years. I think
Yeah.
years ago. It's the last time we hosted this event at Think Fine. We're really excited about it. There's a lot of local teams. Drake's going to be there, and the University of Iowa, and then there's also a couple other conference teams that we have playing. Yeah, we're really excited. It's pretty big field, pretty good field, but it's pretty exciting for us to be able to host at home on a course we know pretty well. We'll have one of those 36-hole days on Monday, so there's about 12 hours of golf for anybody to come out and watch, and it'll be a pretty fun day.
So how big of a factor is knowing the course? I mean, is that a big deal since you guys play on this course more than they will have?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're playing at a home course, a course that you've played over 100 times, it's going to be beneficial just because you know exactly where you can't hit the golf ball. Obviously, that comes into play just a handful of times because most of the time when you hit it out of play, it's not because you tried to hit it there. So there's a lot of other teams, though, from around this area that will also have experience here, so that kind of changes things a little bit. But it should be an advantage for us, especially with Think Fine. They're known for having pretty tough greens. That's kind of what we learn as like the back of our hands. I mean, we know those greens pretty well, so that makes it pretty nice for us.
So, Maura, I've played Think Fine quite a lot as well, and so I'm going to ask you, what is your least favorite hole on the course? Because I have one in my head that I have never enjoyed playing, and I've never done well on it. What's your least favorite hole on Think Fine?
I would say my least favorite hole is probably number 16, and I don't think that's going to be one that most people would pick, but it's probably number 16. I would say most people's is probably number 13, the par 3 with the island water green. That one is normally the one that most people do not like.
Actually, I like 13, but I hear you.
So what's yours?
My least favorite has always been 14.
14?
Yes. I hook into the trees sometimes. And I don't know. I just have never played very well on that. And the landing where you want to hit, I just have never played very well. And then I always hit the trap in front of the green. It's just.
Well, I wanted to ask you about the greens. So.
Yeah, number 14 especially is a really tough green.
Okay, when you say tough green, what makes a green tough? Explain that to somebody who doesn't play golf.
Okay, yeah. So at Think Fine, what makes the greens there especially hard is just the amount of slope on the green.
Okay.
So most of the greens at Think Fine they're gonna sit like back to front. So pretty much all the greens will slope from back to front.
Okay.
And they're pretty steep slopes, which is what makes them hard. And especially when they mow the greens pretty short and roll them, they get really fast, and then it makes them especially harder. In this time of year, I don't know, it's pretty dry out here, so they're going to be pretty fast for our tournament, which will make them even tougher.
So during the course of a 2-day tournament, are the greens, do they stay the same, or are they different at the end of day 2 than they were at the beginning of day 1? Or do they keep them the same with upkeep and maintenance?
Yeah, they'll pretty much stay the same. Okay. I would say the only thing that would change them would be weather. So, like, we just had our tournament in Virginia, and we got a ton of rain. So the greens were a little bit slower on the second day. Just because of how much rain there was. There was standing water on the greens. They're just a little bit slower to putt on. But for the most part, most tournaments we play will be the exact same speed the following day.
Okay. Well, this has been fun. I mean,
Yeah,
we've really
absolutely.
been enjoying these interviews, getting to know some of you students. Tom, do you have anything? Because we got.
I have one more
Yeah,
question.
I remember this is a radio station, and this is not sports related, but we asked this to all of our first-time Hawkeye guests, and Tom, take it away.
and
Thanks a lot, Mara. We really enjoyed talking to you, and good luck next
Yeah.
week, Monday and Tuesday.
Thank you.
And we've had some great answers to this and some not so great answers to this, okay? So you pick up your cell phone, it's ringing, and it says unidentified caller, but you pick it up anyway. And it's Beth, the athletic director at the University of Iowa, and she says, Maura, I need your help. And you said, sure, Beth, anything, whatever you need. She said, I need you, Maura Peters, to pick an act, a band, or a singer to fill up Kinnick Stadium. Who is Maura Peters going to get to fill up Kinnick Stadium?
I'm a big country fan, so I would probably have to go with Luke Combs. He's like one of my favorites, and I know he's pretty popular.
Yes,
so.
he is, and I think that's the second or third one we've had in the last month.
In the last month, yes. So you guys are thinking alike. It's a beehive mentality there.
And I love his version of Fast Car. And
sure.
Did you see him on, was that the Emmys where he performed with Tracy Chapman?
Grammys.
Grammys, I mean. Did you see that, Mara?
Yes, I did.
That was very cool because I loved that song when it came out years ago. Hey, this was a lot of fun. Appreciate it. Good luck the rest of the season, and good luck this Monday in the Diane Thomason Invitational. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Take care. Hi, Tommy Lang.
You know why I'm in there? I'm recording for KFMH. I don't know what you think I'm doing in there with the door closed.
Well, we do question.
We were questioning it, but I'm going to take your word for it.
Stuff for KFMH.
Okay. All right.
But we got that. I thought I'd give that to you there.
Okay. First, that was fun.
Yeah, she was great.
These are fun. I mean, I'm really enjoying these interviews, and everyone they've had us talk to is very good, and I'm guessing that may have some people are more talkative than others, but I also think that most of the student athletes on these teams are all very bright, energetic people that know how to express themselves. I mean, okay, so the University of Iowa Athletics Department, in partnership with the Iowa City Downtown District and the Iowa City Area Sports Commission, will host Hawkeyes from Downtown on Friday, October 11th. The event, which will take place near the corner of Clinton and Iowa Avenue in downtown Iowa City from 4 to 6 p.m. Central Time, will feature the Hawkeye women's wrestling and men's and women's basketball teams. The festivities will open with the women's wrestling program, followed by both basketball teams. The event is the unofficial kickoff to the 2024-25 seasons. Fans will get an up-close look at the various teams as they engage with the fans and compete in head-to-head contests. The event will feature fans, contests, prizes, music, and an interactive Q&A. The event is free and open to all. Parking is available in any downtown Iowa City parking ramps. Parking is free for the first hour, with each additional hour costing $2.
That sounds like fun. They had an event kind of like that last year.
I thought I do remember this.
And they had a 3-point shooting contest between Caitlin.
Yeah, I still remember that.
And I can't remember who it was against. One of the Fox announcers.
I think. Yeah, was it Matt Leinart?
Yes, it was.
Former USC quarterback.
Yeah.
No, that's a good idea. I mean,
it's fun.
Anything that gets the community going, and I'm all for it.
Gets people down.
You going to go down there, Captain?
Sure.
I sense a lot of confidence in that.
Well, I don't. What date is it again?
It's
October 11th. Did you
Friday,
say?
October 11th. You're off. You'll be out of here 10:30. I expect to see you down there.
So that's the day before the Washington game.
With Hawkeye overall. You need to get those overalls. Wouldn't you look good in those black and gold overalls?
No.
No.
I used to have them when I was
I'm sure you did.
My kid's birthday is the 12th, and my mother's birthday is the
More reason to go
13th.
down there. You can celebrate.
She was born on a Friday the 13th.
Wow.
That explains it. Just kidding.
No. Maybe you were.
God, I keep forgetting it's a bye week.
I know.
You know, because when there's a game, it's Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday I got to do it. But now, hell, I may do some yard work.
I'm tossing around the idea of renting a rug doctor and hitting our badly needed
I'm just going to.
carpet, but we'll see.
Why not just call I mean, I need to get my bedroom carpet needs cleaned, and I'm just going to call a cleaning place. I think they'll come out and do it for like $40, $50. What's the rug doctor? What's that cost to rent?
I think it's around $40 a day, and then plus you got to buy the cleaning.
Yes, yeah. It's just call a carpet cleaning company. Big guy like you can handle it.
Contact Bachmeyer.
I can't. I've got a company that I've used, and they're fairly.
You mean they have carpet cleaning?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, if I do a carpet cleaner as opposed to myself, I will do that.
Hello.
So a dumb question. So are we going to get Pat to read the lunch menus today?
Well, this goes back to yesterday when that was brought up.
Somebody read the menus yesterday. I heard them.
Yeah, but he wasn't there yesterday, so we really didn't get an answer from Pat on it.
Yeah, I mean, Captain has not discussed that with me. I think there's still decisions that need to be made.
I think the lunch menus are done.
What about,
what about the kids?
What about the kids, Captain?
The kids are already in school talking on their phones.
I don't know, Pat.
Back to the Hawks from the game. I was up there, and there was a lot. I was up in the Hawks section, up there in the corner, and there was a lot of talk in the first half about the displeasure at quarterback and how he was missing throws, and then when we needed to go downfield, he was looking to go underneath all the time, and there wasn't a lot of, the second half was amazing. I mean, the team looked really good, but I'm not sure what coaches said to them at halftime that fired them up and got them going. But there was a lot of negative talk about quarterback up there, and it wasn't just one person. It was groups of people talking about it. I just wondered.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I know you guys have talked a little bit about it, but I mean, did you feel any of that negativity at all there, Mr. Suter, when around your area?
A little bit, yeah. There were a couple of vociferous male fans that I was sitting next to, like a 8 or 9 year old Minnesota fan who was very into his team, and he didn't like the vociferous negative. He said, "Most of these Hawkeye fans are mean, but I like you. You're nice."
He said that to you?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Cool. Well, a lot of the Minnesota fans were unhappy before the game even started with their coach, which, I don't know where all that negative. Well, I know kind of because we hear it for Kirk as well, but
Well, I mean, they've leveled off, and he's deeper into his run now, and he had that 11-win season. They haven't come close.
The bloom is off the rose.
Yeah, I mean, it's just he needs to do something. Kirk, I mean, by 10 years in, Kirk had won 2 Big Ten titles. PJ needs to do something, and I think the fans see them going in the wrong direction. They're not as good as they were a couple of years ago.
No, they're not.
Yeah, the best part of the game is not only the play of the Hawkeyes, but watching that student section empty out towards the end of the game.
In the game, it was emptying out at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, it was.
I shot video of it.
They even tried to bribe them. They were offering like those $2,000 scholarships or whatever those were, and it still wasn't.
Well, everything shuts down so early in Minneapolis. They probably had to get out to the bars before they closed.
It was. That was weird.
What?
I'll give them this much, guys. The one thing I will say is the Minnesota fans were nice. They weren't mean spirited when we were walking in the doors, and when the game was over with, they weren't talking any garbage at us. They were.
Can you imagine talking garbage after your team just gets its ass handed to it?
As a Hawkeye fan up there.
Yeah, they didn't.
I agree with you. I thought the Minnesota fans were all. They were all.
That's good
nice
to hear,
as
but
well.
it would be hard to talk trash after getting your butt kicked at home. But drunken fans.
No, but you can still be angry about it.
But yeah, no, that's good to hear. Yeah. I mean, it's the
Did
students.
Did you go to the huddle, Mr. Suter?
No, we've kind of given up on those, and the reason is if you go there, okay, you have a long line to get a beer. Okay, so you get the beer, and if you want to have another one,
you have to get back in line.
You have to get back in line.
Yeah.
It's just.
I ran into Wade Lookingbill over there. We had a nice conversation. His daughter's a part of the Iowa dance, and so this was their one road trip they were making, and so I had a nice conversation with him again. He's such a nice man.
Oh, cool.
You guys should get him on one time.
Get Wade on there? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wade's a good hawk talker, man. He knows his stuff.
No, Wade's a good guy.
Yep.
Yeah, he really is. Well, anyway, thanks for taking my call, guys. As always, driving across America, it's always good listening to you.
All right,
Go
drive
Hawks.
safe.
All right, go Hawks.
Yeah. Drive safely. That's good to hear that Minnesota fans were.
No, they were.
Because a lot of that really "We Hate Iowa," that's the students that chant that, and who they're famous for their "We Hate Iowa" chant. And I mean, it's just.
Well, they did that before the game, but we missed it.
It's just all fun. It's all in fun, right, Captain? It's not really
They
hate.
don't really hate.
It's
They
not really
hold a
hate.
grudge against
They
it.
just don't respect or admire, but they don't hate.
You demand respect and admiration. That's what you demand.
Those are my two demands. Simple demands.
There were just huge lines at the gate we had to go through. And finally, somebody came up and said, "There's no line over here." So a bunch of us.
So you're talking about your last Hawkeye huddle?
No,
at Minnesota.
to get into the stadium.
Oh, at Minnesota?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a cluster.
Much security, or
it wasn't. No, that wasn't the problem.
No, it was just It was just a cluster. Like I said, we took 30 minutes to drive like a block because we were just stuck, and the light would turn, and there'd be traffic going the other way that would be in the middle of the intersection. It just was maddening. I mean, there was nowhere to go, and I mean, it was just a mess up there right around the stadium. There's no parking. I mean,
no,
it's ramps or you're screwed. And I think it's neat to have the stadium there in that area, but even Kinnick, as cluttered as it is, there's way more parking in general vicinity of Kinnick than there is. The stadium has no parking around it.
No, it really doesn't. And which is why we stayed where we did, so we could just keep our car parked and walk to the game.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't want. A lot of people just want to go to the game, then go home. I mean, you turn it into kind of a weekend, and But for the person who just wants to go to the game, it's a tough place to navigate.
It is, and they have a lot of good shuttles. Their main tailgate area is. They have shuttles to and from the stadium, so that's a good thing. So you can park elsewhere, but it's still you're right. The parking is not good.
It's just not ideal.
Chat room mean.
Are they being mean?
Minnesota fans were as depressed as the gym class phone screener.
Wow,
that's not nice.
That's a harsh.
We're entering into a new era.
Very harsh.
A new era? What? They got a new phone screener.
What's that?
What do you mean?
No, we're entering with no menus.
It'll be fun.
Pat, do you want to pick up the slack?
Yeah,
I don't.
Read the menus?
But no, I think we'll get through this. It's just going to take some time.
Yeah. Well, I think we're through it right now.
No, I actually enjoyed the guest menu guy yesterday.
Yeah, he was very good.
He did a very nice job. Very commendable.
Maybe that'll be a new thing.
No, won't I?
Have my buddy from Maine call.
$25.
I want to have my buddy from Maine call in, but he might be mean and say mean things about me. We don't need that.
Yeah, we do.
No, because he probably would say mean things about me. He'd make fun of me. And I'm not sure if I want that.
I
on
would
there.
defend you.
But he's the kind of guy that would say things about me that I don't want on the air.
We demand respect
and admiration. But all right, back to the Hawks. So, what are the interesting games this weekend?
Well, let's see.
And did I hear it's? Are we ever going to get rain again?
Not that they changed the forecast.
Because man, I had to water again.
Change it back again.
I've been told my tree until it's 2 years old. If it's not raining much, I watered for the third time in like a week.
Well, yesterday the whole damn weekend had rain in it.
And now I don't see anything.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay, Washington at Rutgers on Friday.
Yeah, I'm
competitive.
I'm going to pick Rutgers.
That's a good possibility. Minnesota at Michigan should be tough for PJ.
Yeah, I think Michigan will win that.
Nebraska at Purdue.
I'll pick Nebraska, but obviously Nebraska's not quite as good as I thought they were. Or maybe it's just Illinois is better than I thought they were going to be.
I think Purdue's pretty bad.
Notre Dame scored 66 points on them.
Yeah. Maryland at Indiana, though, that could be
That's going to be interesting,
game.
but I'm picking Indiana. I'd give Maryland a much better chance at home.
And then later games, Wisconsin at USC. That could
I'm really
probably USC.
I'm going to probably pick USC, but both of them have been disappointing. USC was, I thought, a major surprise, but the way they played at Michigan, that was disappointing.
They didn't play particularly well. Number 15, Louisville at number 16, Notre Dame. Now, that could be interesting.
You know, I just don't have much faith in Notre Dame, but it's at Notre Dame.
Yes.
I'll give them this one, but if they lose this one along with losing to Purdue, then this season is
All right, Ohio.
Now, along with losing to Northern Illinois, not Purdue.
Ohio State at Michigan State on Peacock.
I'm picking Ohio State, but it's gonna be interesting to see if they go in there and just win 38-10, or if they have to fight. I mean, that will be interesting to see.
All right, let's see.
Who does Iowa State play?
Iowa State plays at Houston.
Oh, I've been told Houston's not very good.
No, I don't think so. Illinois at Penn State. Now, that could be a good one.
And what channel's that on?
That is on the National Broadcasting Company.
And what time is that, Saturday?
7:30.
So that's going to be I'm going to pick Penn State because it's at Penn State. And, Penn State's still pretty good. So,
they are.
So we'll see. Man, think about it. If Brett could get away with winning at Nebraska and winning at Penn State in back-to-back weeks.
That would be incredible.
That would be incredible. Then you seriously have to take them as a contender.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oregon at UCLA, probably.
I'm going to go Oregon.
Ducks.
UCLA, I will say, they did play better against LSU than I expected. It was competitive through 3 quarters.
So there's some decent matchups.
No, there's some good games. And but yeah, the bye weeks are kind of fun because this is still early enough to where the weather's still nice and get a chance to just kind of exhale, and the players get to go. Some of them probably this weekend who live close to home maybe get to go home for the weekend. That's
maybe.
Big, a good way to just kind of re-energize, refocus, and rest and recover. The best thing Caleb Johnson needs right now is some resting.
So
time.
This week they're work on fundamentals.
Fundamentals, and then I'm guessing Kirk will let them get away for the weekend, maybe get home for a day or two. And then you get back here on Sunday night, and boom, it's
get ready for game
here
day.
comes Ohio State. You go from a bye week to Ohio State.
Well, yeah. If you've got
but 2 weeks to prepare.
Yeah.
And I think Lester will put some wrinkles in there. I think they're going to try some surprise things. Maybe, as our caller said, the exotics, what have you. But like I said, I still think a big part of this is going to be when it comes time for Cade, when he's rolling out left to right and no one's open, tuck that football and get those 7 yards yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And he hasn't had to do that much, and he didn't do that against Iowa State.
No, he didn't.
And hopefully he proves me wrong. I just think he just doesn't look as interested in running as he used to. But I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I need to see more. But I just think this game coming up against Ohio State is going to be a game where they're going to have where he's just going to have to do something himself.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we shall see.
I mean, if Caleb Johnson gets the kind of holes.
Well, yeah, if he runs for 250 and whatever, yeah, I just can't imagine Ohio State. And the other thing is, I think Ohio State's D-backs will take much better angles than the Minnesota D-backs because they're better players.
I would certainly think so.
And, I've watched tape. I've watched so many clips of Caleb's touchdown runs, and I cannot believe the angles the safeties took on those plays. And that's what PJ was kind of moaning about after the game, as the space. They just did not tackle well.
No, they didn't. And I know a couple of their key guys were out.
They were the Wally, the cornerback, and but still, you still fundamentally you shouldn't suffer. You shouldn't suffer that kind of. You could argue. What's funny is all this talk about Caleb Johnson. Iowa's leading rusher from last season was out Saturday. Sean.
That's right.
You got to have depth. Yeah. Iowa has depth at running back. Minnesota obviously takes a dip when they lose a couple of D-backs, but still. I just was blown away by the poor angles they took in trying to tackle Caleb.
Yep, and they did. So as far as the WNBA playoffs,
what time is that game tonight?
Caitlin's game is at 6:30.
And what channel?
ESPN.
ESPN. All right. Yeah. And
so
think they're going to win?
Held serve last night. The Aces won and the Liberty run. So far, all the games are going according to seed.
So what's your prediction?
I would think Connecticut will win tonight.
I'm kind of with you. I just wonder if they're a better team, and I just think maybe the Fever, not saying they've ran out of gas, but you know what I mean. There's only so much they can do.
They don't seem to match up very well against Connecticut, and we haven't.
They don't, and like I said, I don't want to put it all on Caitlin either, because I'm telling you, she deserves everything. But it's been a while since she's come out and been really hot in a game from three at the beginning.
And both Caitlin and Kelsey were off the last game, and they got thrashed.
Yes, and hopefully that won't be. Man, I'd love it if Caitlin would come out and have like 3 threes in the first quarter.
That'd be fantastic.
I think that would be a way to stay in this game. I would never rule out her winning. I mean, her team winning. I mean, she's done some amazing things. But I'm with you. I'm 70-30 thinking Connecticut is going to win. But that 30%'s a chance.
And if they can find a way to pull it off, a game at Gamebridge, for the marbles, you don't know.
One game, anything can happen. And the other thing is, law of averages, she's due to have a hot shooting performance. Maybe tonight's the night.
Maybe
because it's been a while since she's been really, really hot from three.
It sure has.
So we'll see.
All right.
Thanks again to Mara Peters. That was a lot of fun for the Iowa golf team. Good luck to them next Monday and Tuesday. And everybody, enjoy the weather and be safe.
And Captain Steve and Tommy Lang are next with the police reports. HawkFanatic.com. Check it out. It's free.
KCJJ Weather. Brought to